The Spring Grove Lions stayed unbeaten with a entertaining, exciting 36-32 win at Kingsland last Friday night. Head coach Kody Moore joining us. And coach, fun game, and entertaining game, and the result went your way. What were your takeaways?
Yeah, I think the fans that were in attendance there and the fans listening to you guys on the radio got their money's worth, I guess, that night. It was a classic nine-man back and forth battle. We basically went score for score, throughout the game. So very entertaining that way. I like the way our guys came out and we were fired up for that one. I think after losing to those guys last year in the section final, motivated to come out and have a good showing. And hats off to Kingsland. That's a great team. I know they were missing their starting QB that night, so that was a little bit of a challenge for them, but still, they're very talented across the board. And I think early on, I think about like what we were able to do up front. They were quick off the ball, and I think it took a little bit of time for our guys to get adjusted to that. It's hard to replicate in practice the speed that they get off the ball with. So I think it just took a little bit to kind of settle in there. And, I think if you really look at the game, the big turning point in that game is the end of the first half there, where our defense gets that stop on the goal line. We get the ball back. We get that score on the long touchdown pass to Zach Brum there going into halftime to go up a score into halftime. I think, that's where it really flipped in terms of our favor and kind of grabbed that momentum back going into half. I think that was huge.
And talk about Zach's night. I believe he had 4 catches for 134 yards in that touchdown. Had a good night running the football a couple of times, and you even let him throw it, and it was a pretty good pass. Zach kind of was helping out offensively in all facets, wasn't he?
Yeah, Mr. Utility. That was great to see. He's a very talented kid. It's funny because he's one of those kids that if you watch, it doesn't look like he's running super fast. I even think about times in the past where I've gotten on him about, hey, Zach, sprint your routes. But he's such a smooth runner that I think sometimes he's deceptive. So he did a tremendous job there. He was actually our leading tackler on defense as well, which, again, we've talked about this before. Not always ideal to have your safety being your leading tackler, but knowing that we have him on the back end there as a safety net against a team that's got a lot of team speed there in Kingsland. So he did a great job on both sides of the ball, and tremendous night for him. And just across the board, I thought our guys really stepped up and played well.
And talk about that last series after you got the score to make it 36-32. Couple of penalties that Emmett Engeldinger earned by having a good pass rush, and the defense stepped up when they necessary. What went into that last series to kind of seal the game for you?
Yeah, well, I think that comes down to your D line working hard. And I know we've talked about this before, Darren, but the fact that you got to earn those calls in those situations. And you look on the film, it was clear to see that, Emmett was really fighting hard to get off those blocks, getting grabbed on the outside of the shoulder pads there. And the fact that he had the heart and will there at the end of the game to fight through, and that definitely set them back. Those couple penalties in a row, I think they ended up first and 30. And they ended up making plays to get it down to 4th and 10, but then we were able to get the stop there to get off the field and then milk the clock after that. So, our defense, you look at the points we gave up, but, there was things that we can fix. Obviously, we weren't super pleased with that side of the ball, but again, did just enough. And it's the team game. So, if there's a night where the defense isn't quite getting done, it was nice to see that our offense was able to pick it up there. And that's what makes football special is it takes all sides of the ball to get it done. And we were able to do that.
I do have to ask you about the conversions after touchdowns. Obviously, going 0 for 6 is not something you want to do and probably won't lead to sustained success. What needs to improve regarding that?
Yeah, I think, that a lot of that, some of that's on me, Darren. I didn't like some of my play calls there down, you're down on the 3 yard line trying to run to the edge at times. It's just not ideal against a team that's fast and gets sideline to sideline so fast. So there's some things there we got to figure out what we really like. And I think, we know what we like, and it was just stuff that I needed to get to. So that's a lot of that is on me. The other thing too, we were batting 1,000 when it comes to jump balls up until that point. That jump ball to Ben when you have 6'5" against whoever is there, usually not quite as tall. And we just, we missed a little bit on a few of those. So that's something we got to rep a little more in practice. And I think we'll get back to that. And I expect that to be still a good play for us going forward. And so I think, we'll find a way to get it done. Continue to get reps at that and practice in those situations, and shore up some things in terms of the extra point game as well. And we should be good to go. It's definitely a focus going forward.
And this week, you're on the road for the final time of the regular season as as you travel to Southland. What are you expecting out of the Rebels come Friday night?
Yeah, when I think of those guys, I think back to our preseason scrimmage. We didn't actually get to go against them, but I kind of got to watch them a little bit. And they're a high energy, enthusiastic group. They're talented at the skilled positions. They really like to throw to their tight ends. They have a couple really nice looking tight ends, and they do a good job of utilizing them in the pass game. Defensively, they give some different looks and mix things up, so you can't expect that you're going to see the same look every time. So that always presents a little bit of a challenge. So, we need to make sure that we're locked back in after an emotional win against a really good team. It's always important to make sure that you come back and handle your business each day, not looking past anybody, and understand that each week is a challenge. And Southland is that next challenge on our road, and should be a good one again there Friday night, Darren.
All right, Coach. Hopefully you can keep the winning ways going. Keep you guys healthy. We wish you best of luck.
Thanks a lot, Darren. We appreciate it.
Kody Moore, head coach of the Spring Grove Lions. It's Spring Grove at Southland Friday night.